Well, my first introduction to Chico was because my dad had a logging equipment company. He would come into the logging area, and I was 12, 13, 14 years old, and I'd come to him into Chico, and I'd jump in the 1 mile, and then wait for him at the Hotel Oaks. So I had a feel sort of a romantic picture of the town, but that's about it. When I showed up, as I said earlier, it was a revelation that it was really a small town. The university was a normal school, not a university, and all that. I was very close to Ted Merriam, and probably Ted was probably the most influential person that Chico's ever had outside of Bidwell, and he was a very rich part of our campus. I mean, things didn't occur beyond the campus that Merriam wasn't sitting in on or organizing. And because I was Glenn's surrogate, I would sit with him when those decisions were being made. But it was things like that didn't require money. It's just relationships and trust and recognition. Just like I say, to get the money for the Carolyn and all that kind of junk. We went out and solicited $100 from 100 people, and that was 10,000. It was just what we needed. And he never went out and said, well, let's get another 50,000 and this, that, and the other. Like the Rose Garden was that was a shrine out there. I mean, you picked a rose, you better prepare to talk to somebody about it, You couldn't walk on the lawn, you couldn't walk across the lawns, even though the pioneer villages were built on it, but just once a year, it was a big deal. And in 1967, see, that was Hill. Hill was a visionary, and Hill asked me, because of my background, to lay the foundations for a college of communication. So I made the initial hires of the people who would form the core of the curriculum, like journalism, radio, television, graphic arts, instructional technology. Some of those I did over a period of time, but I made the initial hires of those people, and then remained, and it was called a special program in communications. It didn't have any stature as a school or college or anything. And until it proved that it had enough substance to it to be recognized as a formal curriculum, oversaw the student-teacher program for Oroville and Las Plumas. I mean, I could administer that, and because I'd never taken a sabbatical, a year after I did that, I was eligible for a sabbatical, and I got appointed to be a visiting professor at Trinity College in Dublin, and my family, my 2 daughters, and 2 of my 4 children went to school there. And that was a remarkable experience. At that time, and interesting enough, at that time, Clark Brown, who was a professor of English, he and I took about 7 Chico State students to Ireland to a teachers' college there, where they finished up their credential, if you can believe that, the teaching credential by doing their last year of student teaching in Ireland. In turn, Ireland sent 2 students from their teacher ed to get a master's degree at Chico. And that went on for, I'd say, 6 or 7 years.